Joseph lay awake, quietly planning the end of his future. He was a good man, engaged to be married, but now he faced the agonizing decision to draft papers of divorce and slip away before dawn. His fiancée, Mary, was expecting a child, and they were not yet married. To Joseph, this was a physical impossibility and a deep personal betrayal. The origin of this condition began weeks earlier in the quiet hills of Nazareth. There, God sent the angel Gabriel directly to Mary with a message that defied human comprehension. Gabriel delivered a specific directive. She would give birth to a boy, name him Jesus, and he would be recognized as the Son of God, destined to govern Israel for all of time. Faced with this weight, Mary did not retreat. She listened, accepted the mandate, and offered her willing obedience to the request. While the heavens orchestrated a divine intervention for humanity, the immediate earthly fallout was difficult. A young woman held a secret that appeared impossible, while the man she loved was breaking apart in isolation. Joseph's torment was broken in the dead of night. As he slept, an angel appeared to him in a dream, addressing his doubt. The messenger confirmed exactly what Mary had claimed. The life growing inside her was of divine origin, and this child was arriving with a specific purpose: to save his people from their sins. Joseph woke up, abandoned his plans for a quiet departure, and took Mary as his wife. He chose to stand by her, absorbing the inevitable societal scandal. Just as their relationship began to heal, a distant political power upended their lives. The Roman emperor issued a strict decree requiring every citizen to return to their ancestral hometown to be counted in a vast imperial census. This map traces that command. Returning to Joseph's hometown meant a multi-day migration southward from Galilee to Bethlehem. Looking at the topography, the 90-mile route navigated steep elevation changes, a dangerous undertaking for a woman nearing labor. The private crisis of their marriage was resolved in a dream, only for a worldly political decree to force them into physical peril. The final days of the migration were grueling. Every jarring step over the jagged rocks transferred directly into the aching spine of an exhausted mother. They finally crested the rugged hills and saw Bethlehem situated across the horizon. But relief was nowhere to be found. The imperial decree had flooded the small town with travelers. Every room was booked, and the streets were choked with people. There was no space left for a woman about to deliver a child. With Mary's labor beginning, one innkeeper offered the only remaining shelter he had left, a stable where he kept his livestock. Despite the promise of an eternal kingdom, the child entered the world in a place where animals slept. He arrived in a stable surrounded by hay and dirt. As the night deepened in the isolation of that stable, Mary gave birth to Jesus. Lacking a crib, she wrapped her newborn in cloth and laid him to rest in a manger, the trough used to feed cattle. In the moment the child was laid in the trough, the sky above Judea ignited. A massive, bright star appeared in the sky, cutting through the blackness of the night. Miles away, in the ancient rocky fields, shepherds were watching their flocks. Suddenly, an angel stood before them. The messenger delivered a staggering announcement to these humble workers. The Savior and Messiah had arrived, and they would find him nearby in a manger. The most isolated moment of Mary and Joseph's lives was suddenly broadcast across the heavens. The shepherds left their fields and followed the brilliance of the star, letting it guide them through the streets of Bethlehem to the stable. Inside, the rugged men knelt in the hay before the newborn. They offered kingly gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh to the child resting in the trough. The story of this night, the census, the manger, and the star, outlasted the empire that ordered the journey. Today, we still see that influence in images of families gathered around the lights of a Christmas tree. In the silence of the stable, a different kind of authority was established. It was not the political power of an emperor, but a promise of hope delivered through human humility.